And what I would stress is that chip and seal is not a substitute for reconstruction of the road.
What about private roads? Do you know how many miles of private road there are in Genesee County?
No, I do not, and I don't think, and nobody else does either. Because they are private, there's not any aggregation of the data about mileage or condition that I'm aware of. Each homeowners association has information about their roads, but principally the difference is that generally speaking, private roads are not built to the same engineering standards that public roads are.
And they're not under the jurisdiction of the road.
Private roads are not under the jurisdiction of the Genesee County Road Commission or any other public road maintenance activity.
Some of the townships do winter snow plowing, and they are backing off of this because of the cost. When they do this, and the County Road Commission is responsible for doing all of these roads, they will not be doing private roads?
The Board of County Road Commissioners adopted a policy 4 years ago where we would not enter into any new maintenance contracts for snow and ice removal with homeowners associations for private roads. And when those contracts lapsed, we would not renew them. The reason for that was we felt that rather than spending our time and effort dealing with private roads, we needed to concentrate more on the public road system.
What relationship does the 2010 census have to the Genesee County Road Commission?
The census data will be extremely important to us because in the distribution of funds, there's actually three criteria. First of all is the type of road that we're talking about, whether it be primary or local. The second thing is the volume of traffic that's on the road, and we determine that by doing traffic counts. And then the third thing that really plays an important factor, the third thing which really plays an important role is the population of the overall county. And that's determined through the last census or the most immediate census. So the 2010 census will be critical in determining the amount of funding that that comes into Genesee County for maintenance of the county road system.
So if the Flint count comes in under 100,000, Genesee County will drop to a Tier 2 county.
If the Flint count comes in that at a lower level than it did in the previous census, that will affect the roads that are under the jurisdiction of the city of Flint. On the other hand, if the population of the 17 townships that the Road Commission supports goes down, then that would affect the amount of money that the Road Commissions receive.
Let's get back to township roads. Not all township roads are paved. Some of them are dirt.
Actually, first of all, we need to say let's call them roads in townships rather than township roads, because the roads, while they're located in the township, are actually under the jurisdiction of the Road Commission. And the second thing is that those roads that we're talking about are really gravel. They're all gravel roads. It's just that some of them are in better condition than others. Then, when we do calcium chloride application, principally for dust control. And over the years, we've developed a program that's based upon the application of 38% solution. And the first application on this is always paid for 100% by the Genesee County Road Commission. Any subsequent applications are paid for by the townships, and some townships will elect to have only one other application. Some other townships will elect to have more than one application. There's been some discussion lately about using brine, which is a lower percentage mix, than calcium chloride. What we found after looking at it is that really the best treatment that we believe for gravel roads to maintain them throughout the year, not just in the summer, but over the winter as well, is the application of 38% solution, because that solution does a better job of providing a binding mechanism that holds that road together, particularly during the spring and fall when we're seeing a lot of frost coming in out of the ground or the road is receiving a lot of moisture.
I recently read in the local paper that a township was making an agreement for brine applications to their gravel roads. Can they do that? Isn't the Genesee County Road Commission responsible for that?
The roads are under the jurisdiction of the Genesee County Road Commission. The township could make an agreement with the Road Commission and could request that they want to see their second or third applications be brine, but we'd have to discuss that with them and work out the details. One of the problems with brine application is that you have to consider the overall costs. It's not just the material that's going on the road, but it's also the equipment that you have to use to put the material down with. And what we find is that the brine requires more material hours than does the 38%. And so the overall application costs, when you really look at it, are pretty close. The Michigan transportation, the dollars that are generated through registration and fuel tax that flow into the Michigan Transportation Fund for maintenance and heavy maintenance on roads and bridges and dams have been declining over the past 12 years. In Genesee County, when we look at the Michigan Transportation Funds, except for 1 year when there was a little legal ledger domain with the with trailer registration fees, the Michigan Transportation Fund dollars that we do maintenance on roads with have been declining at between 2 and 5% a year. We're actually receiving less money now than we were in 1999 when I got here, when we look at the Michigan Transportation Fund dollars. That decreases the options that are open to us. And right now Michigan is at a fork in the road. If we don't do something and take action to increase the amount of money that's flowing into our roads, to keep those roads in a condition that support the economic development in the country, then the roads are as good as they're going to be right now for the next 5 years. Because where we're looking at with the current trend lines is about a 4 to 5% increase in the Michigan Transportation Fund in each of those 4 or 5 years. There's legislation that's currently pending in Lansing that would raise the fuel tax by 3 cents per gallon. And given the price of fuel that we're seeing today, most of the people will not even be aware of that transition. But that would be enough money to first of all be sure that we keep all of our federal aid dollars flowing into Michigan, because there's an 80-20 match that's associated with those federal aid dollars that would give us sufficient funds to make that match so we can improve the percentage of dollars from the federal side that are flowing into Michigan. Additionally, it would give us money to start being able to maintain the system and putting the system back on its feet so that it can support the economic demands of the county and the state.